Going to be talking about a new bill called the American Equality Bill. So why don't you give it to us?
All right.
All right,
Thank you. Wow. This kind of turnout and what's going on now in our movement is just beyond inspiration. The diversity of this crowd is blowing my mind. What's happening all over the country in protest and civil disobedience, direct action. We're on the march, and it's very inspirational. A group of people just like all of us have come together to say, okay, what can we march for? And what can we put as a common goal out there that we can all fight for? And what they've come up with is an idea called the American Equality Bill. Say it with me. The American Equality Bill. There's a logo already.
Yeah.
Logo already. Yeah. On my titty. The idea of the American Equality Bill, real briefly, is to amend all of the existing civil rights laws at once.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, that's it, folks.
That's the way.
This is all very much right at the stage where it's about to pop.
Right.
So I'm not ready to tell too much about it, but let me just explain briefly. There's a body of laws that started with the 1964 Civil Rights Act. It's in the news a lot lately, actually,
yeah.
oddly enough.
Right.
That body of laws protects our people in this country from discrimination.
Right.
They have a group of categories that reflect a status. It's race, color, sex, national origin, and religion. It was decided at the time that those groups face historical and ongoing discrimination that is a harm to those people that the country has a duty to stop. We fought for those rights in 1964. Baron Rustin was one of the number 2 people in creating the March on Washington that is so famous with Martin Luther King.
Right.
He was right there, yet when it came time to the drafting, sexual orientation was excluded from the list.
Right.
We want to put sexual orientation and gender identity on the list.
That's right.
So, plans are in the works. The focus is to do a big marketing campaign, a lot of messaging. The messaging now will become no longer employment this or public facility that, or we can't adopt. It also covers, oh, I didn't tell you this, the areas that the civil rights law cover are vast. It covers all employment. It covers all public facilities. It covers all public accommodations. It covers all federally funded programs, all the way from the federal government, all the way down to the state. So when we're talking about discrimination about adoption policy, if they're getting federal money to run that adoption clinic, they will no longer be able to discriminate against us.
That's right.
It covers public facilities, which means schools. It means ending discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity in the schools, which extends to stopping bullying. Because you can't have bullying in the schools and say there's no discrimination.
That's right.
So this bill is 95% drafted. It's a bill from the people, for the people. The idea, it's a dream idea, but it's a real possibility, is to wrap this up, seek the kind of structural support we're looking for. We want 10% of the entire Congress to sponsor this bill before we file it, which means 43 out of 435 reps and 10 senators out of 100 senators. We want to gather them up. We want to file this bill the day after the midterms and say we are going to launch a bipartisan Republican and Democratic campaign for civil rights. Our civil rights should not be a partisan issue.
That's right.
So the message now becomes, why are we excluded from the body of civil rights laws that protect everyone else?
That's right. Right. Human rights.
Full equality, full federal equality. We keep talking about full federal equality. We want full federal equality. What does that look like? We keep asking ourselves. It looks like the American Equality Bill.
Right.
So that's it. I want to wrap this up by saying a year from today, on March 22nd, 2011, we want this bill to be having televised congressional public hearings about the nature of our discrimination in this country. And then by June 2012, in Obama's first term, we want to pass the American Equality Bill.
Okay.
Thank you very much.